Hi everybody, it's Diana with Stamping with Di. Welcome to my YouTube channel and this week's Mimeograph Monday with a Twist. And I'm so glad that you're joining me today. I'm going to be doing the Loveliest Wishes kit. This is one of the new March kits, the online kit. So there's 3 this month. So this week I'm going to be featuring these kits, and I'm doing this one for my Mimeograph Monday with a Twist. So I'll be doing a few projects today. I don't know exactly how many yet, because this makes 3 cards, and then I'm just going to play around with switching some of them around. So yeah, so we're going to have fun. So if you are new to my channel, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. My name is Diana, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm in Santan Valley, Arizona. So welcome. So today during the video premiere, I will be in the chat room. So you want to head on over there. That's where I'll be with my friends. And if you have a comment or question, that's where I'll be. If you're watching the replay, then just leave a comment, question below, and YouTube will let me know, and then I can reach out to you. So this is my birthday week, and so on Friday, I might not be in the chat room, so I'm going to try to at least be able to watch the video, but we're going to be out fishing on the lake. So I'm just going to kind of give you the heads up there. So yeah, so it's going to be fun. All right, so I'm going to spin my camera to get started because, like I said, I have several projects to do today, so I don't want to keep you too long. All right, so close your eyes just for a second while I get my camera adjusted. Okay, so this is the kit that I'm going to do today. So this is the Loveliest Wishes kit, and it makes these 3 really nice cards. They're very white on white. They have a lot of open space, and they're really, really pretty. So the first ones I'm going to do are the way that they're supposed to be made with the kit. So I have pulled my pieces out just to save time because, like I said, I'm going to be doing several projects today. All right, so now we have a square card for the first one, and I'm just going to make it like it says to make it. So this is 4.5 by 4.5. Now remember, if you mail square cards, you have to put more postage because of them being square. So sometimes I will put, if I'm making a square card, I'll put it in a regular envelope so it's not square. The card could be square, but I'll put it in a regular size envelope. So just keep that in mind if you mail square. For some reason, they're not machinable or something, or maybe they get caught in the machine. Maybe they're able to spin around. I really don't know. I'm a stamper. I'm not a post office worker. But anyways, but I do know square envelopes cost more. All right, so this is the pretty little gold foil flecked paper. And see, it has this texture on it. It kind of reminds me of watercolor paper, but I don't think it is because it does have like it has like a coating on it. But it also reminds me of orange peel, like an orange peel. Oh, there it showed, and then I went to move it. But anyways, so you can kind of see the texture on there, but it's very, very cool. And in Arizona, most of our walls have kind of an orange peel kind of texture to them. I know growing up, our walls were just flat, like we didn't have a texture on our walls. So it was kind of odd, when we moved out here, but now it's just normal, and now it's weird to see a flat wall. All right, so I'm just going to put the dimensionals. Now this kit comes with the little tiny baby dimensionals as well as the little glue dots here, and then it also has some bling. All right, so this is just going to go in the center of the card. So the first cards are going to be how they were made for the kit. Now I may switch them a little bit on how things are attached and stuff like that, but other than that, I'm going to do the same. All right, so I'm going to I'm just going to put this here. I'm not going to glue it yet. I'm just going to lay this here. And then I'm going to bring my happy over, because my happy goes on here. But this is vellum, so even though it's textured vellum, you still want to be a little careful where you put your glue so it doesn't show through. So I'm just taking off my 2 dimensionals on this side, but I'm leaving that one. And then this way I can come over here. I can put my happy, and then it will stay on the card, like stay on the vellum. Then I can lift my vellum up, and you're supposed to use the glue dots, but I'm just going to use my green tip glue. And now what I can do is I can put my green tip glue where you can see the happy. So now my glue will be hidden by that happy word underneath there. All right, now I can peel my other dimensional off, and then I can put my vellum on there, and now it's going to be good and glued. And then we have our birthday is going to go right over here. Now they also say to use the little glue dots, but I'm just going to use my green tip glue. So I'm just going to lay this here, and I know that my happy birthday, my birthday goes right along here. So I'm just going to put, you know, a little line of the green tip glue, and then I'm just going to lay my birthday on there. And that card is done. So that's how quick this first card was. So I love quick and pretty and easy cards. I mean, I love to make, you know, like wow cards, but at the same time, this to me is still considered kind of a wow card, right? You've got your vellum, you've got your gold flecks, things are popped out, you've got that texture, but really it was really, really quick. So this kit is just awesome. So I'm gonna grab some extra ones of those. All right, so now we have card 2. Now this one is a little bigger. This is a regular size card. And then it has this textured paper again, and it's just going to go in here. This is also popped up with dimensionals. Okay. Pick my little dimensional backing off there. Okay. Plop this on here. All right. Then you have these little, they look like washi tape because they've got that torn edge, and it also has that torn edge on here. Now I just already ripped out my greetings just so it took a little bit of time away, and so these are the different languages. But what you can do is you can turn these over, pop these out, and then just stamp on them, and then you'll have a different greeting, you know, if you don't want to use the, you know, the other language. So don't throw these away. All right, so let's flip all these over and attach these to the card. So this is going to get put on with the dimensionals. Okay. And then these just kind of get staggered on the card. So this is going to go here. That looks pretty straight. And then we want our greeting So then we have our cheers, and that's off to the side a little bit. And then you have a little bit of a space in between them. And then put the next one. So they're so super cute. And then we have this fun little daisy. So you have this really cute daisy. So we're going to put a dimensional on the daisy up here, because it's going to get attached up here. And then they have you use a glue dot, but I'm just going to use some green tip glue for my leaf. And then this just gets put on here like that. And then that green tip glue will dry. So that one is super, super quick and easy too. All right, and then the last one, doing it as the kit says before I get to my twist, is this one here. So we have like some vellum, and then that's going to get glued onto here. And you just kind of stagger these up. Now this one has soft seafoam and the vellum, so it's a little hard to see. That soft seafoam is kind of light. And this is going to cover the glue on here, so I'm not worrying too much about that showing, you know, through the vellum, because it's going to get covered. But if I'm going to use glue with vellum, the green tip glue is a little more forgiving, you know, than glue dots or whatever. All right, so we have that. And then we're going to take and we'll put 3 on here. And that just goes in the center of the card. Oh, let me fold this. Then it'll be easier for my eyeball to see what is the center when it's folded. And these cards are a good heft. They've got some heft to them. And they feel kind of silky smooth. All right, so let's bring this back over. All right, so we're just going to put this in the center of the card. And then we're going to put our birthday wishes, and that goes right over top of that. So that's why I didn't have to worry about, you know, the glue showing, but also because it's being covered. But it also didn't show too much through that vellum, and it could be because it was like that vellum is on white, so it kind of stops it. But this vellum here on this card is a little thicker than like regular vellum. All right, so I'm just gonna, now it says to use the little glue dots, but I'm just using my green tip glue. And then I'm just going to glue that right on there. And then this is the card that you're going to use your bling on, because you didn't get tons of bling. So we're going to go plop, plop, plop. All right. So there is the third card. So these are the 3 cards that I made like you're supposed to. All right, so now we're going to have fun with our twist today. And I'm going to add some color and some other bling and stuff like that. All right, so I did some of my punching out ahead of time just to save some time. Now the colors that are in this kit are petal pink, soft sea foam, and then the gold and the basic white. So I grabbed my petal pink. Now it was too funny because I read it quickly and I went, oh, it's pretty in pink. It is not pretty in pink. Here's pretty in pink. Here's petal pink. All right, so when I was putting it, pulling my stuff together, I'm like, well, that doesn't look like pretty in pink. So I had to reread it. So it is a petal pink. And it says it right here. So all the kits always say coordinating Stampin' Up! Colors. So petal pink, soft seafoam, gold, and white. All right. So I just cut myself a card base of the petal pink. I trimmed down some of the card pieces that came with the kit. Oh, ignore my phone. All right. And we're just going to make our card. Hang on a second. Let me get that going. There we go. So this is just going to go on the inside. Now this kit does not have any stamps. So I'm just going to leave this plain so that I can use the card later. And I can write a note, or I could simply stamp something in there later. All right, because it says cheers. So cheers could be anything, right? All right, now I trimmed this down as well. So I'm just going to glue this directly to the card, but I'm going to pop the rest of this stuff. So I just trimmed this a little smaller. So it's just 4 by 5 1/4. And then this is the piece that comes with the kit. So I didn't trim it or anything. It's the size that it came. And we're just going to stick that on the card. So this card is pretty darn close to being how the kit says. But I love that pop of color. Oops, glue that to the table. All right, but I love the pop of color added. And I will lay the regular ones that I made earlier with these ones just so you can kind of see. All right, so let's flip these over and stick them on the card as well. Get off there. Okay. So we'll stick that on there. And our cheers. And our next faux washi tape. And our cute little daisy. Okay. So it's very similar to the other one. Now I'm going to add a little bit of bling to this. Now I have the brushed brass butterflies. And I thought it might be cool to put a butterfly on here because we've got that gold, but I think this goes with it really, really nice. Let's see if I can get these off here. There we go. So a little butterfly on there. I think I'm just going to put one. All right. So that is that one. Now here is the other one. So you can see just adding that little pop of color looks pretty cool. Okay, so let's see what else did I put over here. All right, so now I did another petal pink. Now I made this card work with the square pieces. So this is scored at 4.5. So it's just a 4.5 by 4.5 card. Just like the other one, I trimmed down one of the pieces from that set or that kit to just put on the inside. Okay. We're going to glue this directly. And then I'm going to pop this up. It's always fun to you know, make the kits like it says, but then at the same time, it's kind of neat to change them up a little bit. Okay, and that's just going to go in the center. And then like I did before, I'm going to lay this here. And I'm going to kind of build where I want my stuff to go. So I'm going to put a little green tip glue on my leaf. That. I'm going to put my happy like I did before. So that we can come back and glue our vellum. Okay, so now I'm going to pick this whole thing up. So I'm going to put a glue dot here. Here. And then I'm just going to put my green tip glue on here. And this won't add much bulk. But I'm just looking through, and wherever there's, you know, like little daisy or the happy, that's where I'll put my glue. And then I'll bring this over and stick it to the card. And then like before, I'm just going to know where I'm putting my happy. And I'm just drawing a line of glue. And then I just lay my birthday on there. It looks pretty straight. So this was kind of a mix of this one. So this was kind of a mix of this one and, whoops, let's get the original, this one. So I kind of mixed these up, you know, to make a different looking card. I love how that turned out. Okay. And I didn't put any bling on this one because you've got those gold flecks. So I just kind of let those be the embellishments. All right, next card. So I am doing soft sea foam now. Okay. And again, I cut those cards down. So we're just going to put this on the inside. Even though soft sea foam is light, like you could see, you know, if you were to stamp something there, handwrite your name, you could see, but I kind of like putting that white base in there. Okay, then we have some more cut down card. Oops, goes on the outside. Okay. And then we have some more of the textured paper. So I'm going to pop that up.
And then I'm just using my pick tool to peel the backings off. And then I have a little, it's like I think it's called a weeding thing. I just stuck it in an old cup, and it just kind of cleans the, so the cup I picked up antiquing, and I love it, but when you pour the stuff in, it kind of like comes out. It's like too shallow or something. So Jeff was like, no, he didn't want to use it. So I kind of stuck my weeding thing in there. But if you're interested in these, I do have a link to them on my blog. So if you go up here to my favorite things, it's in my Amazon favorite things, and it's just a weeding. I don't know. I think that's what it's called for like vinyl is what it is, like when you do vinyl, but it holds the little backs of the dimensionals really good. They have different shapes, but that one fits in the cup so perfectly. All right, because it's got kind of like a suction thing or whatever. All right, so we have that. I got totally off topic. All right, so we have our happy birthday. Now I'm going to take these pieces like I did before, and I'm going to trim this. And I'm going to trim this. Okay. And then I'm still going to glue them together, but I want to put my happy over top of it. So I kind of wanted to trim this. You can't see that. All right. So let's see here. This is going to get glued on there. Okay. Okay. And then we'll put our dimensionals. Oh, ignore my phone. I don't want to turn it off because Jeff, well, I'll just make it be no noise. How's that? There we go. No noise. All right. And I'm going to cut just a little tiny dimensional to put on the end of that. Just to kind of make it lay on there without being too wonky. Okay. And then I'm going to put this on here at an angle, I think. Okay. And then we're going to take our happy. We're going to put our happy on it as an angle too. So see how it's covering? You can kind of see it just a little bit, but it's the same color, so I don't think it's going to be really noticeable. All right, so I'm just going to put a little glue on here. I'm just trying to, get where that is. And then I'll put a dimensional over here and here. Okay, so we've got happy. And then I'll bring my birthday over. And we'll put that here. And then that will cover, because I can see just a tiny little bit there where I could have trimmed. So I'm just going to put that there. So it's kind of, you know, the greeting is kind of kiltered, and I love that look. All right, now this time I'm going to use the bling that came with the kit. I'm like, now I've lost my pick tool. Oh my gosh, it's got to be right here. Oh, it's in my little weed thing. All right. I mean, that's where it's supposed to be, so I don't lose it. And then I put it where it was supposed to be, and I don't look there. All right, so I'm just going to put 3 little ones in. I love how this turned out too. Now it's really hard to see that soft seafoam green. Maybe if I angle it, because this is kind of like softer even than the soft seafoam. You can see that soft seafoam up here though. But so I love how that turned out. All right, so here is the original of this one. And I like them both, but I just like that little pop of cardstock color. All right, so we have one more. Okay, so let's see here. I have glue dot or backings everywhere. All right, so I'm going to do another 4.5 by 4.5 square card. Now remember what I said, when you do square, you are going to have to put extra postage. Okay. So on the inside. And then we'll put this on the outside. And I kind of mixed and matched this one as well. All right, so then we have our square with all those pretty gold flecks. And we'll glue that to the card. Now I'm going to trim my edges here. Let's see, put that there. There. Here's one on the corner. And here. So we're not going to waste any of our dimensionals. Okay. Ready. Now this time I'm going to use these again, these little vellum pieces. So I'm just going to glue that to there. And then this time I'm going to take a couple of these little washi tape kind of thingies, and I'm going to put my green tip glue down on here. I'm going to glue these onto here just to add a little pop of color. Okay, and then we'll bring it over to our card. And we can go straight, we can angle it. I think I'm going to angle it so it kind of, you know, runs like this. I kind of like that kind of, what do you call that? Organic kind of look. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to trim, and I'm going to put a couple little just on the ends there, just to support them a little bit. And then this is a square card, so what's nice is you can decide. So if I'm going to have it open like this, or if I'm going to have it open like this. So I'm going to have it open like this. So when I glue this here, I'm going to see more of the gold flecks. If I'd open like this and go like this, I'm covering up a lot of my gold flecks. So I want to see them more. So I'm going to put it like this instead. And then you'll see them peeking around. All right, and then I'm going to put this on. And I think I'm going to pop it. Actually, no. You know, it's got enough popping. I'm just going to glue it right to the card. And then you'll see those pretty little lines sticking out of each side of the happy or the birthday wishes. So you've got a little bit of color going on there. So super cute. So then that was a combination of a few of them. All right, so let me show you what we did today. All right, so we did like the kit said to do. So we did 1, 2, and 3. So these were just like the kit said. And then I did some twist ones. So we did this one. We did another square one. We did this one. And we did this one. So I love all of them. All right, so let me say, see you later, alligator. Not too shabby. Ugh, I was doing a little bit of planting this weekend, so my back is a little sore from bending over. Oh, it sucks to get old. All right, so I'm going to stop blabbing. So I will see you tomorrow for my Teach Me Tuesdays. That will be at 3 o'clock Arizona time, same channel. And I'm going to be tackling the new, oh my gosh, it went right over my head. It's the bouquet kit. So that's what we're going to be doing tomorrow for my Teach Me Tuesdays. All right, so thanks so much for joining me. I will see you tomorrow, same time, same channel. I'll talk to you later. Bye for now.